take it in order now of the people that, as they came into it, and I believe, I agreed to be part of this. I think John was next, then we'll do Mike Lavery, and then John Knoll. So I'm handing the microphone over to John Lawrenson.
Well, my voice isn't real good today. Can you hear me okay? Yes. Oh, okay. Well, I can seriously say that the first year of GLF was the most intense of my entire life. I had been to Demophile meetings before, or Homophile, in Boston and New York, but this was totally different. And if I had to characterize GLF in 2 words, I would say spirit and vision. In terms of concrete things, it's sort of hard to say, because when GLF split into cells, everybody did his or her own thing, and it was sort of anything and everything. In a sense, it was no more crap. And I heard Ross Regelson, for example, talk of Mattachine meetings where everyone meekly listened to psychiatrists telling people in the audience how sick they were. Nobody objected. That did not happen in GLF at all. In terms of accomplishments, I was in the anti-war movement before it, and so the first meeting I went to was in July, and the name had not even been picked yet, and there was a heated debate between John O'Brien and Jim Owls over whether the movement should ally with the anti-war movement. Well, in this case, the anti-war faction won, and the name Gay Liberation Front is definitely taken from the National Liberation Front of Vietnam. A lot of people don't realize that anymore. The main accomplishments that I myself worked on would be the first demonstration of the gay liberation movement against the Village Voice, which refused to run a gay ad. The homophile movement had never seen a demonstration like that. It was orderly, but absolutely militant. Second would be where the Red Butterfly Collective, which is a whole other story. 3 of us went to Cleveland at an anti-war conference with close to 3,000 delegates, and we introduced the gay liberation movement to them. Every imaginable tendency on the left was there. And there was overwhelming support. We had a workshop. Dozens and dozens of anti-war activists came out of the closet. There were 2 black men who were in tears, and they said that in their entire life they had never been so oppressed as black men as they had as gay men. Later this became politically incorrect, but they were speaking from the heart. Third would be come out. I should mention that I don't think GLF and GAA should go down the memory hole. There is one site devoted to GLF, Nikos Diamond has it, and then I have a few pages myself. So I have my website on pieces of paper if any of you are interested. GAA has no website at all, only a pamphlet by Joe Kennedy, which is very good, The Last Hurrah of the Gay Liberation Front. So I have some GAA pages with reproductions of 2 pamphlets. I urge you to look those up. There's not very much you can say in 10 minutes, so I'm just going to tick off a few things. I am controversial. After GLF, I was in GAA, then the Gay Academic Union, then the Columbia Seminar on Homosexualities, and through it all, I've been a writer. I'm probably best known as co-author of a book, The Early Homosexual Rights Movement, 1864 to 1935. I'm also known with mixed feelings as a critic with Hank Wilson of poppers, telling gay men why they are dangerous and nobody should use them. For doing this, I was called a gay traitor, and so was Hank, and I received death threats. And I assume that when the mob sends you a death threat, they mean business. It was kind of scary, but I'm still here.
Yes.
Third, I'm an AIDS dissident. I'm proud of my work there, but I can't go into it right now. My latest book, I have several here which I'll display here, and they are on sale, is called The Man Who Wrote Frankenstein. And basically it's reclaiming the most famous work of English Romanticism, saying that it is in fact a great work of literature. It is on one level gay. It has a gay theme of romantic friendship that runs throughout it. And that the true author is Percy Bysshe Shelley, one of the greatest poets in the English language. Academia has not been happy with my thing because there is a total cult of Mary Shelley, which I necessarily had to expose. But, you know, I am happy to reclaim a great work of literature as being a gay work. Okay, my books, you know, those of you who are interested, I will be offering them on sale. I'm trying to think of the issues. So much of GLF for me was theoretical discussion. I mean, I am a scholar in a way, and it would be everything from late nights at the Silver Dollar restaurant. Yay, okay, on Christopher Street. You know, talking about a movement that we thought the world had never seen anything like gay liberation before, and in a sense it really hadn't. To protégés of mine, some of them wrote books. One of them founded or co-founded Gay Liberation Front in London, Bob Mellor. I was very fond of him. He was stabbed to death about 10 years ago in Warsaw, but a lovely, sweet, gentle person. Well, there's just so much. I really can't begin to go into it. The calamity of AIDS, I will just put my viewpoint in a couple of sentences. I believe that over 1/3 of a million gay men in the United States alone were murdered. Murdered, not by a virus, but by a complex of the medical industrial complex, the pharmaceutical industry, religionists, government, corrupt government agents, and corrupt media. Gay men were given poisonous drugs, toxic drugs with utterly worthless drugs approved on the basis of fraudulent research. And there's no way that these gay men could not have died. The protease inhibitors, in fact, are not better. This is controversial, but anyway, it's my viewpoint, and I urge any of you interested, to explore it further. In the later discussion, I want to open up a couple of issues. One would be the use of the word queer, which to me is utter anathema. We fought long and hard in the Gay Liberation Front over what we wanted the word to be, and we decided this was our word. It goes back to the 18th century, as does the word lesbian for that matter, in the current sense. They're not recent. It was always our word. And we got everything from the New York Times to the New England Journal of Medicine to use the word gay. And then all of a sudden the most vicious, hateful word in the English language, queer, we're told we're supposed to call ourselves queers. And a bunch of sick, self-hating, stupid academics developed something called queer theory, which a friend of mine calls the evil child of postmodernism. Okay, that's one. Another's gay marriage, which I think has not been debated as it should. I have mixed feelings, but my co-author David Thorstad is vehemently opposed to it, and with good reason. A third would be, what did I write down? That single issue versus multi-issue. Originally, I was a multi-issue person, and I was a socialist, and I have still not exactly embraced capitalism. Who can, considering what's happening? But LGBTQ, blah, 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 blah. Increasingly, I have just said, okay, I'm a gay man, I focus on gay men. If that's bad or not, that's where I'm at. That's all I have to say for right now.